you're a fix and flip investor or buy and hold investor and you are struggling to find deals, then this video is for you. Ever since the pandemic happened, it's been nearly impossible for a lot of us to find deals the way we used to. You know, wholesalers have gotten worse. Agents, anything listed on the market is being outbid tremendously. So what the hell is left for you? Well, in this video, I'm actually going to share with you step by step what it is that we do to find our deals, how we are still using wholesalers, but it really matters what wholesalers you use. So I'm going to show you how to stay away from the bad ones, how to find the good ones, how to cultivate the relationships that's going to get you deals on a consistent basis. All right. So with that being said, let's get into the show. Finding the right wholesalers is the most crucial part of it. You can't be trusting these big wholesale companies. They're just not selling anything worth a damn. And you know this, right? I mean, you've been looking at their deals. You're like, the numbers just don't make sense. This is why I'm going to show you exactly how it is that we are finding the right wholesalers to get us the deals that we want to invest in. So my name is John Barbera with An Investor's Journey. In this channel, we share with you real tips and strategies that we use in our business day in and day out. No fluff, no BS, none of the upsells, none of the hype. This is straight raw as we do it on a daily basis. So if you find value, I ask you to consider subscribing, as it helps us and it supports us get the message out there to more and more investors. Also, make sure you stick around to the end, as I'm going to give you a big bonus that you're going to be able to use in finding these wholesalers. So first off, very basic, who is a wholesaler? Wholesaler is somebody that's doing marketing on a consistent basis to generate leads to find motivated sellers. And what they're doing is they go to these sellers, they negotiate a price for the home, usually a lot lower than the market. And then they turn around and they find investors like us, fix and flippers, buy and hold investors, and they wholesale the contract to them for a small fee. Usually a small fee. Some people, that's where it kills so many of the deals. They ask for an insane amount of fee. But in a nutshell, that's exactly what it is. But why is it that you want to buy from wholesalers? Again, they are doing all of the marketing. Now, one thing that we've learned is acquisitions, right? The marketing, what wholesalers essentially do is a full-time business in and of itself. So you can't be expecting to do it yourself as a full-time flipper or buy and hold investor. It's just not realistic. You drop a lot, you can't follow up, you can't do a lot of the things. This is why you want to buy from wholesalers, because that's all they do, is they follow up, they nurture their leads. They're getting all of this business that you don't have the time to get. Now, there is a trick to buying from wholesalers. And I know you're going to be like, what are you talking about? Not all wholesalers are trustworthy? No. I'm sorry to tell you, but they're not. There are some bad characters, like there are in every business. And a lot of the times you have, all of these types of people, especially in a hot market, that are coming in. And not everybody knows what the heck they're doing. Not everybody's even interested in doing it the right way. They're just interested in that paycheck. And as you being the end buyer, right, the fix and flipper or the buy and hold investor, you are the one that's usually paying those higher tickets if you don't know who you're talking to. A while back, I actually did a video that got a little controversy, and it got some people pissed off. So you can check that out if you're watching on YouTube. Click the link up here, or it's going to be in the description, but it's beware of wholesalers. Pissed off quite a few people on that one because guess what? It's true. So that's why people were upset. So check out that video, and it definitely helps you understand why people got upset. So who to watch out for? First people to watch out for is the big wholesale companies. Essentially any wholesale company. Wholesale companies are literally a group of wholesalers. Everybody there is a wholesaler. They do immense amount of marketing. A tremendous amount. They have a massive amount of turnover within their space of, the wholesalers in the space. And simply because, again, wholesaling, the way you're making your money is off that fee. So they are fee-based. They're fee-focused. They're screwing over sellers. They'll screw over the buyers. It doesn't matter as long as they're getting their fee, right? To them, it's volume. So you got to be careful with them because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know their numbers. They don't necessarily negotiate contracts the right way. So you are now taking ownership, because when you are buying a wholesale deal, you are buying the rights, right, to their contract, to what they agreed with the seller. So if what they agree with the seller doesn't make sense, you're absorbing that. And with wholesale companies, you also have large non-refundable deposits that it's pretty much, they hype it up because they have a massive buyers list. So they blast all their crap out. So you have a whole bunch of like novice investors, people overbidding, everything coming. And then they give you with that high pressure sales of like, hey man, it's going to go quick. You better put that $5,000 down, to lock up this deal. And then next thing you know, you put the $5,000 down, you did a little due diligence and you realize the deal sucks. So it's either lose the $5,000 or buy a bad deal. And oddly enough, a lot of people do choose to buy the bad deal just because of hopes that it may not be that bad. So it gets very, involved, and it gets into a point where it gets you into a lot of trouble. So I suggest, unless you have massive experience doing this, you should be staying away from these wholesale companies. All right. They don't care about building any relationship. They don't care about doing it the right way. All they care about is that fee. That is it. And if whatever they can do to maximize it, they will do. And if you're looking for a real deal, then you're never going to be a buyer to them. Another type of wholesaler you want to watch out for is the very new wholesaler. Now, again, the same with the wholesale companies. I'm not saying don't do business with them. I'm just saying you got to watch out for them. A new wholesaler, they're new. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know what a deal even looks like. They simply think, hey, as long as I get a seller that says, yes, I want to sell, they give me a price, I'll get it on the contract, and then I find a buyer. No. You got to figure out, is that price the right price? Is that deal make sense? And a lot of wholesalers just don't know or don't care about those things. A lot of them are getting into it because they need the money, right? And they think that wholesaling is a quick way to make fast money. And what that does is it incentivizes them to just look for the money and not what the deal is, not building the relationship with the investors, none of those things. And then you also have issues where they don't know how to fill out contracts correctly, right? If they don't know how to fill out a contract correctly and they overpromise on what it is that they told the seller you were going to get, you are now on the hook to deliver all those things. So you're now assuming that contract, and if that contract wasn't done correctly, if things weren't labeled correctly, now you're assuming all those things, and that could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the deal, tens of thousands of dollars at least, if it didn't go the right way, if they didn't fill it out correctly. And then they're using the wrong title company, the wrong attorneys, because they're looking more for who's the cheapest, who's this, and with the wrong title company, wrong attorneys, you won't get the necessary protection that you need when it's time to close on the property. Remember, you're the actual investor. You're the one sacrificing capital, time, effort, everything to actually acquire the deal. So you got to make sure all these components are being done correctly. Another downside is that they just don't know how to deal with problems when they arise as far as closing. There are a ton of times we are dealing with a homeowner and we're going through closing, and then liens pop up, errors pop up, a bunch of things pop up. And if the wholesaler doesn't know what they're doing, the deal is dead in the water, because they're the one that built the relationship with the seller, not you. So if all these problems happen, a lot of times the sellers end up backing out, or they get scared, or something happens because the person that was building the rapport with them doesn't know what the hell they're doing. If you're finding value, make sure you hit that subscribe. We're putting videos out every single week to make sure that we give you everything that you need to be the best investor, have the best knowledge, and build that business that's going to build you that generational wealth. So hit that subscribe button. Do not miss our next videos. And let's get back to the show. Okay, so who are you looking for? Well, you're looking for somebody that wants to be more than just a wholesaler. Somebody that wants to be more than a wholesaler. Maybe they want to own rentals, they want to build homes, they want to flip houses. They're going to be more focused on understanding what a deal looks like rather than just trying to wholesale anything and everything that comes their way. They want to actually build relationships and grow a network with other investors that they can later work with, partner with, borrow from. You want somebody that's looking more long term, somebody that's not strapped for cash right now. Somebody that's strapped for cash right now, they're always going to go for whoever pays the most, right? And if you're looking for deals and you're an actual investor, chances are that's not you. So you want to make sure you're looking for somebody that has a long-term vision of being in real estate, because then that person's going to value you a lot more, and they're going to value making sure they understand what a deal looks like. They're going to value their reputation, their name, because they're trying to be in this for the long run. So when you are talking to wholesalers, when you're meeting them and everything, these are the kind of things, that hints and stuff that you want to actually get out of them. Now, how do you find these wholesalers? There's two primary areas that I usually like going to. It's Facebook groups in your area, in your city. Just type in, wholesaling in San Antonio, right? Or flipping houses San Antonio, wherever it is. Just type in your city, wholesaling, flipping, real estate investing, use all those keywords with your city name, and join all of those groups. The same on Bigger Pockets. Go on Bigger Pockets, search through the forum on your city, and try to find all of those talks, all of those categories, all those topics that people are talking about, wholesaling properties, selling properties, and all of that. You want to make sure that you're in those circles, and then you're keeping an eye on, like, who's always posting properties for sale. Who's always talking about they're doing marketing, they're doing this, because these are the people you want to get to know. And then what you want to do is, when you think you found somebody, you click on their name, go to their profile, and you want to make sure they're not associated with one of the big wholesale companies or something like that. And if they're not, then you start messaging them on a private message, letting them know who you are. I mean, it's really simple to understand that if people don't know who you are, they're not going to be able to sell to you. Seems kind of basic, right? But if they don't know who you are, they can't bring you the deal. So you got to approach them. You got to tell them, hey, I'm this type of buyer. I'm looking for these kind of deals. I can close this quickly. You let them know exactly who you are. You build that relationship with them. You let them know that you're available, that you're looking, you're in the market for deals, but you're already vetting them. And again, at the end, I'm going to show you all the questions, everything that you need to ask these wholesalers, so you make sure that you're getting the right one on your team. And how do you become their go-to buyer then? You found the wholesaler. You're like, hey, this is a killer wholesaler. He's doing great. He, meets all the criteria, answered all the questions correctly. How do I become their go-to buyer? Well, whenever they bring you a deal, you need to respond as soon as they bring you that deal. Even if it's over the phone and they've given you enough information, like we do this all the time. They gave us the information. And we're like, well, based on the information you gave me, yeah, we're in and we want it. That being said, that's contingent on me actually verifying that it is what you say it is, right? But when you look at it and they're presenting you the deal, you need to be quick, and you need to be able to go look at the deal and make up your mind right then and there. Not be like, go look at the deal. Okay, well, yeah, let me think about it. No. In this market, it's in the moment. We do that all the time. We have wholesalers that are always calling us. Hey, I have a deal in this area. Here are the numbers. What do you think? All right. If those numbers are true, yeah, we're in. We know the area. We know everything. We're in. All right. When can I go see it? All right. Let me set up an appointment. Great. While they're doing that, I'm on the computer researching, running comps, everything. I get a good idea, making sure nothing changed. So when I go to the property, I go take a look at it. Okay, yeah, everything's what you said, or it's not. I got to modify this, got to do this, whatever. Here's my offer. Here's my contract. I'm ready to go. Just like that fast. And when you say you're ready to go, make sure you close. If you commit, follow through, because that's the last thing. If you cannot follow through, they should not be bringing you deals, because you are wasting their time. You understand? If you couldn't follow through, you should have just told them that. And we say that all the time. Lately we've shied away from any major renovation project just simply because we can't find the labor or people that are competent enough to handle it. So we have pulled away from those, and people have brought us deals, and we go take a look at it. It's like, this is more than what we want to do. Sorry, we're not interested. Right there on the spot. Go sell it off to somebody else. You understand? I don't want to waste your time. I want you to make your money. I don't want to be holding out just because I'm uncertain. No, I know my numbers. I know my prices. I know my profit. I know my numbers. So get to know your numbers, so then the wholesalers can trust you and know that you always have their best interest and that you're always going to close and they can always count on you. So for sticking around all the way to the end, I hope you got some value out of this. Again, make sure you hit subscribe. But we have a cheat sheet that you can use that's going to show you how to find them. I'm going to break down the Facebook groups and bigger pockets. I'm going to break down the questions you need to ask. So I'm putting all this in a cheat sheet that you can get and you can use whenever you need it to find these wholesalers and do all these things. So in order to get that cheat sheet, just make sure you type in wholesaler to 210-794-9898. Text me that, and as soon as I get that text, you're gonna get a response back with the actual cheat sheet, everything that you can download. You can use it and watch this video. And also, you'll be a part of our community. So if anything here didn't make sense or you need me to elaborate on something, you just text me. You simply text me. You say, hey, John, what you said here did not make any sense to me. Can you explain that? And I'll either record another video or respond to you, and I'll let you know just to make sure that you have what you need. So this all works. This is all going to generate you deals. It's bringing us deals. It's bringing us everything that we keep needing and what we're looking for. So make sure you follow this correctly. And this is also part of a series that I'm tagging right here on how to flip houses. So we did everything on there, contractors, everything. So make sure you check that out. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.